Hey, welcome guys. So today's video is gonna be about a option that I already spoke before, which is line center. To me, line center's got a lot of uses. It kind of reminds me as a like manual programming, but within Mazak. So I have a part I'm gonna show you that I'm doing, and I'm using a line center to do these. Um, the tools that I'm using, I tried to do like a small ball mills, but this is a pretty hard material, and it just kept on chipping. So I actually end up using a number 2 carbide center drill for rougher, and then I finished the depth with a number 1 carbide center drill. But what I did was I set him up as an end mill. But I called them M mills. So number 1, I called this a 30,000 C, and the number 2, I call it as a 60,000 C. So when I look at the program, I can tell that I see it's an end mill, but it's called a C, so I know it's a center drill, right? So I'm gonna show you a program. I actually should have done it in landscape mode, but now the video is gonna be in a portrait, and using a different mics. Hopefully, it's gonna work. All right. So line center, XC. Okay, these are the how much materials we're removing. And technically, we're not removing that much. It doesn't matter anyway because it's a line center. So the pattern will follow whatever you tell it. But anyway, so we have a rough 8, finish 4,000, start, and then open. The tools that I use are end mill. Okay, but as you see, 0.060C and 0.030C. Okay, so these are center drills. Approaches are populated automatically, and then depth of cut is 8,000. So first one goes 8,000, the second one's gonna go 12. Surface speed for the big one, it's 63 and 37. They run about 4,000 RPMs. These are my feeds. Now you can run them as a clockwise or counterclockwise, doesn't matter, and shift. The final depth of cut is going to be 12,000 deep. The radius is 1.8, right? So 1.8 is going to be 3.6 inches. The material is 3.5 inches. So it's programmed to go. I'll show you. So this is the part. So it's programmed to go. Let's see. I'm gonna zoom out. Right, to go a little bit above, come down, go back, a little bit above, come down, go back, and so on. Okay. Now spaces between these are 20 degrees. And there are smaller and bigger needles. I cannot show you the blueprint, obviously, because I'm not allowed to. So as you see, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. So the radius of the OD is gonna be 1.8, so 3.6 inches, right? And we're gonna repeat it 18 times. So 18 because 20 degrees to like in a 360 circle, right? So my first line, it goes from 1.8 inches, C0, okay? And it's coming down to 1.265 inches. So if you calculate that, that's gonna be 2.5, so 2 inches and 5/30. Okay, still on a C0. Then it's going back, okay? So it's pretty much, it's at 1.8, it's going to 1 inch to 265, then it's going back, right? And then it rotates, it stays at 1.8, but it rotates to 20 degrees. And then you have the repeat end. So it's gonna repeat 18 times and then it finishes. So like I said, it goes like 1.8, goes down to 1.265, goes back to 1.8, 20 degrees, repeats 20 degrees, repeats 20 degrees, repeats, right? Now the machine's running, so let me see. What? See if I can get a flashlight here somewhere. Hold on a second. Let me blow the coolant off. See, it goes above the part, rotate 20 degrees. And comes down. Now, one thing to consider, okay, with these is that if you're gonna set it to 1.265, from what I remember, the actually tool was coming down a little bit lower, right? Because the machine does some compensation. So what I did was I ran my first lines. Okay, I changed the offset, Z offset, a little bit far, like 1 inch from the part. I follow the position. Okay, and let's say that I needed to go to 3 inches, and then let's say it went to 2 inches and 900. So all I did was, it went 100 on diameter lower. So what I did was I, took that 100, you cut it by 2, right? So 50,000. Then I subtracted that 50,000 from the number. So then when it was coming down, it would actually stop at 3 inches. And then let's say go back to 3 inches and 600. And that's how I was able to kind of program this. And then the second one, the smaller needles or smaller marks, they're like 10 degrees. So as you see, so we have, so they're 10 degrees apart from the other one. That's why you see 10, 10, 10, and then it rotates 20 degrees from 10 so to 30, right? So when you go to the toolpath, you see a beautiful drawing here. All right, guys, thank you for watching and see you soon.